Good afternoon, and welcome into another Titan Talk. Kilgan joining me alongside Manny as always, and today, obviously, Naja came out yesterday.
Yeah,
Kilgan, and
he
we had a
did.
couple of heart fixes as well,
Yeah.
but overall positive.
Yeah, I think overall pretty good. I think that people have been enjoying Naja. I think that I played a few games and I've been seeing him do well in a lot of roles, even with his base kit. So
Nice.
it'd be exciting to see how he does with his aspect coming out on Friday here. I think if you tried to play in the first hour of the patch being live, you probably had some wonky lobbies. Apologies for that. We had some misconfigured queues that were causing people to get into 1v1 conquests or something for about an hour.
Yeah.
Apologies for that. We got that sorted as quickly as we could once we started seeing the reports coming in and realizing what had happened there. So apologies for that. There are a few other issues.
You can't complain about your conquest losses, though, if it's a 1v1, right?
I think you still can. You're like, because it's Hi-Rez's fault. Hi-Rez put me into a 1v1. Yeah,
that's true.
I think my
With
chat
matchmaking
is
even balanced.
possibly broken.
I can give you another tablet if you need it.
Yeah, can I get this one? Yeah,
Take
sorry.
that one and we'll go another. We don't have unlimited, just to be clear. It looks really cool when I just turn around and get another.
Yeah, we have three.
Yeah, a whole three, and if one breaks, that means someone's not getting chat in the future.
These are probably iPad 2s, they're very old iPads.
They are.
Yeah. Other things that
things to mention. Go.
Yeah, so hotfix stuff. So we had a hotfix that rolled out this morning. So there are a number of things that we wanted to fix sooner, with this morning's hotfix, but they required basically there's some things that we can fix that require just a server. There's some things that require a client and a server, and sometimes we can't do both of them at the same time for various reasons. So we rolled out a hotfix this morning that addresses a couple of the issues in the update. The first one is that all of the items in the Oblivion Queen Traveler should now be unlockable. There were two of them that we had failed to cook for the final build, so they just weren't available there.
They just weren't turned on.
Yeah, they just weren't turned on. So you should be able to get both of those now. The PC item store, we have a potential fix in for where when you tried to click on stuff, you couldn't because something else would eat up your mouse input. Please let us know if you continue to see that issue after installing this morning's hotfix. We have fixed in the console UI, we broke the hold to confirm icon. So in a lot of things in console, if you're not a console player, if you want to buy something or if you want to something that requires a little more intent, we make you hold X to do that instead of just I tapped X and I accidentally bought this thing that I didn't mean to buy. So so people couldn't see that, and we have fixed that. We fixed, this is a very minor one, but it's just we could slip it into this update. It was not a priority, but on the home rotator, it will now say the name of a chest if it's linking to a chest. So the Valentine's Day one will now say Valentine's chest instead of, I think it said the previous skin that it was looking at or something. So it's just a little confusing. And in quick play, bots will now buy starter items. Previously, they weren't getting enough gold at the start of the game to be able to buy their starter item and their chalice. Now they'll be able to do that. On our next hotfix, which is most likely going to be tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
We don't have an exact time, but most likely this is going to roll out tomorrow morning. And this is most likely actually going to require a little bit of downtime, because we need to update both the server and the client to fix some of these things.
Gotcha.
And that's why these aren't going out today, because we needed to coordinate actually taking the whole game environment down, updating both the client and the server at the same time, and then rolling that out. And we could have done that this afternoon maybe, but then we're into peak time for some regions.
Forewarning for people so they don't get upset.
Yeah. So tomorrow morning, there's almost certainly going to be a little bit of a downtime. We'll let you know if that changes. But in that fix, we're going to be if you've tried to play Naja in quick play, you may notice that you cannot, because he does not have any quick play builds.
Okay.
And that is one of those things that requires this downtime, is making sure that there are quick play builds for him to be able to access.
Makes sense.
There's also a bug with him where if he ults Jormungandr,
I saw it.
He can ult Jormungandr, which he should not be able to. And Jormungandr gets very long. So that's not intended.
Shame.
If you want to play around with that for the rest of today,
enjoy it while it's there.
Or
don't.
Yeah, or don't. There's a bug with jungle practice that we noticed where if you are in a multi-person jungle practice, one of the new features we added in this update, and you swap teams or reset cooldowns, that can cause you to crash out of jungle practice. So that'll be fixed in this next update.
I did expect a few finicky issues with the jungle practice with having players
relatively
in,
minor one, but
still
I saw somebody else say also that if you remove items. It doesn't remove your stacks, and they were upset about that. So I mentioned that to Matt, and he was going to take a look at it. I don't know if that's, probably not for this update because that's not like a game-breaking thing, but maybe that's something we could look at in the future.
Cool.
I saw people in chat already asking about it. Morgan Le Fay is not Chinese, but on the coming soon screen, she has the Chinese Pantheon logo. It was just an accidental misconfiguration. That'll be updated to be the Arthurian logo when this next hotfix goes live. And another thing that also accidentally broke with this update, so we did several optimizations to player health bars to make them be much more performant. We didn't mention it on the patch notes because, we don't mention everything that we do that's just like, we just made things better, right? But in doing that, we accidentally broke the colorblind health settings. Yeah. So I know there are some people that are very reliant on that. For sure. And, apologize for that. We didn't have anybody internally that uses those, and we didn't think to check them as part of this health bar rework. That it would be
bit of oversight, but
bit of oversight. But that should be fixed in tomorrow's update. And then we do also have some balance that Pawn's looking at that will be, I believe, in tomorrow's update.
Okay then.
I don't know if I should tease it or not.
You should.
I should tease it? Okay, let me find it. So the basically, no, if I can pull this up. Okay, this is potential. This could still change.
Dun, dun, dun.
But this is the potential balance coming in tomorrow. Gauntlet of Thebes getting a slight nerf from 15 health per stack to 10 health per stack.
It's really funny how we go through these patches, Kilgoon, right? And everyone goes, Gauntlet of Thebes is rubbish. Nobody buys Gauntlet of Thebes. And then one patch hits and they're like, wait, this is really strong.
So what that really means is that Kinsblade and Soul Reaver were too strong, right? Yeah. If the value of HP could be shut down entirely by 2 items being overpowered, then that's a mistake, and that's something we need to address.
Sure.
But but basically because that they have now been nerfed, we have seen.
We have to make an adjustment.
We have to make an adjustment to Gauntlet of Thebes.
Knock-on effects.
I think it's Flare Boots adding Pawn to give us the exact numbers.
Pawn just said those are old.
Those are old. Yes, wrong number. Okay, wrong number. But I'm not going to give numbers now for the other stuff.
Yeah, don't give numbers.
Other things that there is going to be a slight buff to Kinsblades. It'll work the same way as it's working now, but just the percentages will be going up slightly. And Soul Reaver. Okay, here we go.
In chat.
Pawn's got it in chat here. Okay. We'll start from the beginning of this thing. Yogi's Necklace. Decrease max health from 400 to 325. Gauntlet of Thebes nerf. Decrease the evolved health bonus from 200 to 100.
Okay.
Kinsblade buff. Increase base health percent damage from 1.5 to 2%. And item health percent damage from 3% to 5%. Soul Reaver buff. Increase intelligence 75 to 85. And increase the base health damage from 1 to 1.2%. And item from 2 to 3. And those scale, per tick for Soul Reaver.
Okay. So
somebody's saying max health being killed again. Oof.
Dun,
no,
dun, dun.
I don't think that the intent here isn't to kill max health. Max health should still be a reasonable thing, but it's just the knobs were tweaked a little bit the wrong way. Somebody's knocking on your window there.
I'm oblivious. They've disappeared now. But I will say, just point in chat, goal is nerf health builds only slightly, bring up counters only slightly. Don't want to go back to health builds having to be kept entirely in check by 2 items, which I think is a fair
said
point.
Much more wisely by the great Pom instead of me.
Correct.
I think the health build will still be better than it was previously. That should be the goal, right? But it should not be like right now. I think it's all of our data suggests the health build is too strong.
Sure. Potent.
Right.
Yeah.
And our goal is not to create things where it's like meta fluctuates wildly, where it's like, here's this thing which is, super strong to the point where it's like, I'm exaggerating with numbers, but this is an 80% win rate if you build this. Like, that's not fun for anybody to be like, this is the flavor of the week thing that you have to build. I think it's more fun when there's a lot of things that are viable.
Yeah.
The goal should be that max health actually becomes a viable build path. But there are still some counters to it available if people want to build into them.
Other things to mention while we're here. First of all, the art competition for the Valentine's weekend is ending soon, so make sure you get your artwork in, and then be prepared to head over to SMITEprime.com as well to vote on your favorite artwork. A lot of great submissions, as always, going on with that. And mentioning that too, we also will have the new, this is the worst screen ever, but it's just the image, okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's the Solstice Sky Newt skin that will be available as part of Twitch Drop starting this Saturday. And also, I believe you said Founders Packs are going on sale?
Founders Packs are on sale now on Steam and on PlayStation. 30% off. We are on sale on Steam as part of the PvP Fest that is going on right now. So they have sales on a bunch of PvP games and DLC for PvP games.
Yeah.
So that runs through the 16th through Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific, I think, because Valve is a Pacific company. And you can also, the in-game upgrades are also on sale.
Yep.
So if you want to upgrade from the base Founders Edition to the Ultimate Founders Edition and get all the Ascension packs, 30% off right now. They're also on sale on PlayStation right now.
Cool.
We're able to time that to align with some of their sales they have going on. That'll be on sale through the 26th on PlayStation. And Xbox didn't have any sales going right now that we could be a part of. So stay tuned for Xbox sales. We kind of have to tie into platform sales for DLC. So there's sometimes not options.
Additionally, we've got the Valentine's event this weekend going on. That will begin Friday and I believe run through until Tuesday. Is the plan for that. And 2 times worshippers for the entire time that event is going on.
Yes. So I believe we're going to run it from 7 a.m. Friday Eastern time
Tuesday
through 11 a.m.-ish Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to play all day Monday. If you are otherwise occupied doing Valentine's Day things, you can get a little more experience on Monday night. It should be a fun little event. Keep in mind, you won't get the badge until after the completion of the event because it's just going to look at, did you play more games solo or more games in a party?
Yeah.
So you just have to play one game, either solo or in a party to get one of the badges. And then we'll give out the badges probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. So don't expect them to go out right when the event ends. We have to run a script to actually give them out.
Additionally,
do you get both if it's the same? I don't know. Blake probably isn't watching, but he would be the one who would know.
He might poke in. Or we'll get an update on that as well. Do you want to quickly read this out? I'm trying to showcase. So we've got new merch that came through from one of our people that have been making merch. I'll try and showcase some
new
of these.
Community merch. Thank you so much for offering. So we have varunor.etsy.com. We'll give you the exact spelling here.
I have a much better view of this in a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get 41 digitally hand-drawn chibi stickers. So here, I'm gonna hold up a sticker.
Yeah, you can try the chibi stickers.
So we've got
distance.
we've got some cool,
I have a better view, but I thought it'd be fun to do
cool
this
stickers. We've got we got
I love this emoji one.
Yeah, but hold up the emoji.
I will. I'm trying to get closer.
Yeah.
Terrible things.
So there's 41 different digitally hand-drawn chibi stickers. There's 52 available mugs that are made with the splash art. And I'm holding and there's also tumblers.
The tumblers. That's a tumbler.
Yeah. So you can either get a tumbler or a mug with splash art and names on them, or you can get these hand-drawn stickers. These designs featured, at the time that this was written, feature all gods that have been ported to SMITE 2, with a batch of several more dropping soon. And then Varunor said, thank you for the license, but also the hard work we've been doing building SMITE 2 up. That's very nice of you. Thank you. This is part of our community merch program.
Yep.
So we offer literally anybody in the community the ability to make merch using our IP.
Thanks, Aposh.
You literally just have to send us a message. Yeah. Aposh posted the link in chat to Varunor's Etsy shop where you can get this stuff.
Yep.
But we're a very community-focused company to the point where if you want to make and sell cool stuff using our IP, you can do that. The only thing that you can't do is things that would make us look bad. You can guess what sort of things, I don't want to see the gods doing drugs or, whatever, right? There's probably a few things that are off limits there.
You'll get some arguments of some of these gods have definitely done something.
Sure. But you know what I mean, right?
I know. I know.
I don't want a crack pipe next to Zeus, right? That's not, these things don't go together. Anyway.
I do, just to be clear. Send that one privately to me. That'd be cool. I'd find that very entertaining.
And then there is a $1 limit that you can make lifetime off of this before you have to sign a bigger deal with us, right?
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
if you, and I think it's several $1,000s. If you make quite a bit of money off of this lifetime, then you have to sign a follow-up deal.
Start a whole thing in chat now with Crack Piper Zeus.
I'm sorry.
From now on,
I failed.
It's part of it.
But anyway, So I'm just saying.
Definitely mention a license there that you guys can apply for, and you can. If you are not a person who wants to do the work of making stuff and running a shop, because I'm not,
then you get to benefit from community members who make cool stuff that you can buy, like this sweet Baron Samedi tumbler.
Yep.
Or is Mytharia in chat? Come on. You need this.
They are really cool looking.
You gotta
Honestly,
buy it.
like genuinely, they look really good.
And then, so there's the mugs, the tumblers, and the stickers. And then we also, just sitting on our desk, we also do have the Celestial Wicks candles, are another people that are part of the community merch program.
Yep.
So if you want to be part of the community merch program, just let us know, and you can make cool stuff and be a part of the community selling Smite stuff.
Additional things on community yet again, real quick. Smite Prime is available next weekend for EU Conquest. Not this weekend coming. It is Valentine's Day weekend, so we won't be running the tournament there with Smite Prime. However, the NA one did go off this past weekend. We saw some different winners. Everyone's always complaining about who wins each week. Well, saw some different names up at the top this time round, and some returning faces once again from the SPL coming back and hanging around too. But 21st, we'll see the European Conquest, and then the 28th of February, the NA Joust. Now that has already got over 60 teams signed up already, which is crazy.
60 teams already for the Joust.
Over 60,
wow.
Yeah.
Dude, the Joust.
So
we should. I'm sure that he is watching. But Jithens we should make sure that Spectator looks okay on the Joust map, because
I did already investigate.
We already looked at that. Looks okay enough.
Should be.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Because we've updated the Joust map since the last time we did a Spectator thing on it. So I was just like, I don't know if we. Yeah, but okay.
But yeah, Joust will be available. And then last but not least, I've got in terms of news, the ambassador applications. I have managed to get through them all. We have reached out today to the ambassadors that have been selected to join the program for further information, and expect to see them in the future being ambassadors. They may not make themselves known as much. However, if you didn't get a response from us, doesn't mean that you've been completely rejected forever. There was a ton of applications consistently, so we probably will go back to the list at some point in the future if we're looking for a few more, and also if people do fall off, because as time goes on, some people just don't have the time to invest, and we will look to try and take names from that list. Doesn't mean you're completely rejected forever. Does mean at the moment that you've not been accepted.
Yeah, we really do appreciate everybody that
Definitely.
put in the time to put in an application. We got way more applications than we thought we were going to, and we let in, I think, more people than we were initially planning on letting in. And even still, there were a lot more people that had great applications that, I wish we could have let more in, but we don't want to get the program too big too fast, and there's kind of a manageable limit for how much of our day we can devote towards looking at stuff that comes up. So
definitely.
Hopefully, people that got in are excited to be part of the group. And if you didn't get in, it doesn't mean that you're not valuable to us. We will hopefully have more people in soon.
I think that's everything, right? We covered, Smite Prime Art Contest, Ambassador Wraps,
Founders Editions on sale, Valentine's Day event,
2x Worshippers,
Naja
Newt Skin, Naja Fixes,
and Naja Aspect on Friday.
Downtime tomorrow.
Downtime probably tomorrow.
That's probably the biggest one for the fans out there. They can just let people, make them aware of why we're going into downtime for a little bit. Do we have a timer on that just yet? Unfortunately,
no, because we're still waiting for the build to finish, and then to make sure the build is good. So if the build finishes and the build is good, then sometime tomorrow morning, probably pretty early Eastern, but I don't know the exact time.
Awesome. And with that, then, I guess we can go into a QA for today.
Yeah.
And answer questions from the community, see what they want to talk about or ask us. Probably balanced decisions more than anything else.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We have to promote the sale on various platforms. Yeah, we just had a Steam announcement that went out today, very shortly before this, and we will have a PlayStation news post that goes out this afternoon. The sale just went live on PlayStation. We were kind of waiting to start talking about it until both of them were live, because as soon as it would be weird to be like, Steam one's on, and then 2 days later, hey, PlayStation one's on. So we just waited a couple days to get started. But yeah, we have stuff going out.
Can we fix it? Are Wheelix all it's bugged versus Hoey and Disco jumps? Yeah, I know there's a conversation going on. Pompon is currently collecting data on that to investigate and look into what's happening with those jumps and making sure that those jumps do get taken away, from my understanding.
John Mills, I believe Flareboot added you already with the answer to your question. But yeah, it's control flow guard is what it is. So people that weren't watching a previous show, I was talking about there's a Windows built-in feature that is causing stutters for some players. And by disabling it, a lot of our ambassadors saw much increased performance. Doesn't mean it's going to be perfect for your computer. Doesn't mean it's going to fix everything. But making that change does make a difference for some people. But if you go into, if you Google control flow guard and then it should come up with how to turn it off. I do have a blog post that will be going out tomorrow explaining how to, like, in detail, how to do it for Smite 2, how to turn it off. We've been busy with other stuff, and I didn't want to kind of muddy the waters with that blog post going out. So that will be going out tomorrow. If you just want to wait until tomorrow on smite2.com, you'll be able to see that.
I'm guessing Naja on Yom isn't a normal thing. No, Voltrix, we did mention it. It will be taken out of the game.
Hopefully tomorrow.
Hopefully tomorrow, all being well. But yeah, at the same time, wasn't intended. Although interesting, definitely not intended.
Yeah. Are we committed to every god having an aspect? Aren't we worried about one day having 80 plus aspects? I don't think we're worried about it. I think that we feel like the aspect system has been really good for the game overall. We think that players have really liked it. I think there's more that we can do to communicate aspects. There have been some good ideas about putting aspects onto the portrait bar up at the top and putting them on the loading screen. I think there's more things that we could do there. But in general, I think players like having more ways to play their gods.
Their favorite gods, yeah.
And I think it just adds a lot more match for variety. So
definitely.
We don't see there being an issue with every god having an aspect eventually. We aren't rushing it. So if we don't have a great idea, or if we don't have the time to do the idea that we want to do, we aren't forcing aspects. Some of the initial batch we did kind of force because we wanted to have a critical mass of, we needed to have like at least 20 for people to think this was a real system. But yeah, we're kind of taking our time with it and making sure that when new gods come out, we're trying to give them an aspect unless there's a reason not to. And then we're going back through the old gods where we can. Two people are still talking about the Donza 2 taunt bug. I think we were looking into that, but I will bring that up again because that's not great. I think what actually is happening, this is my QA. I think that it's like you're getting taunted through the center of the deployable, and then it's flipping your camera one way, and then you're getting taunted back, and then it's flipping it the other way. So I think that that's what's happening.
You're hitting the center.
You're hitting the center, and you're bouncing back and forth. But I need to I need to look into that again.
Any thoughts on why Naja passive giving crit damage an aspect when it's supposed to be a bruiser? I'll mention it to the team, Vaffy. I saw you mention it a couple of times in chat.
Bruisers can't crit? Come on. Bruisers should be able to crit.
They have to be able to crit, sure. Do you remember any scrapped aspect ideas?
There was...
off the top of my head.
There was a Baron aspect that we tried that just did not work. That was... Basically, it tried to push him into being like almost exclusively a healer.
I remember that one.
And it just wasn't very fun. It didn't feel very impactful.
It was almost forced at that point for me to do
it. Rather than it was basically going the other way because instead we gave him an aspect that made him more of a mid laner, and we were trying to give him an aspect that made him more of a support, and then we could have pushed the base kit to have more base damage and be more of a mid laner, but it just wasn't fun. So we went the other way. Can we pull up aspect / build suggestions from Reddit, or could this possibly be its own show? I don't know. Maybe that would be a fun show one day with the designers just to look through a bunch of aspect proposals. I've seen a lot of them come through recently. There's definitely some good ones. There's some ones that wouldn't work for one reason or another. A lot of times it's usually like...
On paper they sound great, but then when you try and put them into... it's difficult.
Usually it's either... it would require some really big art component to have unique stuff for it that we usually try to avoid with aspects. Normally we try to reuse as much as possible. Maybe there's one new piece of art that's relatively simple for an aspect, but it shouldn't be like a completely new thing most of the time. Or sometimes it's like some crazy new gameplay thing that is just out of the scope of an aspect. Like it changes the god's identity too much usually.
Will any healers be getting any reverts, mainly Afro, with anti-heal back? I know the devs will keep an eye on the healers, especially with these anti-heal items going in, and I'm sure they'll make changes towards the balance of those gods if they think it's required.
When do you think the game will be out of early access? When it's done. I mean, the game will never actually be done, right? But like, I think that there is too much of a like push in the game, like in the game creation. I don't know, what am I trying to say? Like publishers are frequently pushing for, we've got to launch this game by X dates so that we do XYZ in revenue and the good part for us is that we are financially stable right now. We're not raking in the dough. I'm not driving a Bugatti, but we're financially stable, and
I am.
Must be nice.
I'm gonna buy a Bugatti.
There's a Bugatti Chiron.
Oh,
there's a model called the Chiron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's. I made a joke one time that, like, if we just became like a Fortnite, $1 billion a month type company, we should just all drive Chirons because, but anyway,
I love the idea of us all driving.
It would be hilarious, right? Yep. The whole parking lot full of Bugattis would be very funny. I think an oil change on that car is like $30,000.
Jesus, yeah, I can't afford
anyway,
that.
A crazy car.
Guys, buy more diamonds.
Yeah, it's fine.
$30K for an oil change.
But anyway, so the good news is, like, we don't have some corporate overlord sitting over our shoulder saying we must release X date to meet the shareholders' expectations. Right? Sure. We are a privately owned company. There's a couple people that own a small percentage of the company, but we are a privately held company that doesn't have to live up to stock expectations. Yeah. And we are, sustainable to the point where we don't need to do crazy stuff to get people's attention before it's ready. And we've seen time and time again that games do better long term if you just let them cook and let them get better and better and better. And then when everybody agrees that the game is done, then you say, okay, we're dropping the early access tag and it's done, right? Yeah. If we were just to hey, in 6 months, we're going to drop the early access tag. And then we do it and people are like, but it still has X, Y, and Z issues. Yeah. You're like, yeah, we know about it, but we just had to drop the early access tag. I don't think that helps anybody.
Agreed. I look down in the chat. It's just questions about Bugattis now. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I see a lot of aspect questions too. And some people are also throwing out so you mean you're going to drop the early access tag in about a year then? No, literally, whenever it's ready. I have absolutely zero plan of what that date is right now because I have so many things that I feel like we should do.
If you keep an eye on the gaming community though as well, and you look at the bigger picture, there's so many games that are in early access or beta, and they don't always drop the tag ever. I mean, Escape from Tarkov, I'm not trying to name names, but Escape from Tarkov, how long was that? In a different state, Warframe.
I'm pretty sure Warframe is still in early
and it's not trying to call them out. It's just in general of how it works, right? Because we're always making updates to it at the same time. But if you really feel like it's going to make a huge difference by removing the tag, I think you're going to be quite surprised.
Yeah. Somebody really wants a Dunk Father aspect for Odin, and I don't exactly know what that aspect would be.
Can you only play Dunk Father when you
play it? You have to be that skin?
That's the net monetization level.
Ooh, no, we can't do that.
Come on.
There have been
aspect you've got to be in the skin and to play it. Okay. See, this is why I don't work on that marketing team, because otherwise everybody would be like, "What did Hindu do? We're forced to buy skins to play aspects."
Am I excited for the new Formula One regulations? I'm excited to see how things shake out.
Me too. Sure. It's still early days in it though as well. Whenever they change that sort of stuff, it's always going to be interesting to see who flies and who doesn't at the beginning. But
I was so hopeful that Williams were going to hit the ground running, and then didn't even make it to the first test. So alas. Also, IndyCar testing has started. Okay. So Sebring testing is going on right now.
Have they got new cars as well?
No, next year or the year after is new cars for IndyCar. The big news story for IndyCar this season is Mick Schumacher is going to be driving an IndyCar this year.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So he's making the move over to IndyCar, and we'll see if he does anything.
Oh yeah.
And Alex Palau is unstoppable. He's just so good. So he's probably going to win the championship again. Anyway. Can we please have a saturation slider? For some people, the in-game colors are too strong. If we can notch it down a little, it would be great. Love the game. I don't know how something like that works. I do know that a lot of graphics cards have
there is settings within your.
There are settings within your GeForce experience or whatever it's called nowadays.
I'm not sure how that is on console though, but
on console, I guess that isn't really
trickier.
But if you're playing on PC, you can adjust saturation through your graphics card.
Yeah. And I'm guessing if you're on console, you could probably do through your television or your monitor.
Yeah, I guess your television.
I'm not trying to force you to do this. I'm just thinking of options to try and assist with that.
Yeah, it might be. It's something that maybe we should add at some point. But I was just trying to give you a quicker fix, if it is something that's bothering you. We aren't commenting on gods after Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is our last confirmed god right now. Gilgamesh is drop kicking quite well in playtests.
Yeah, he was today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got drop kicked.
Yesterday he was drop kicking people out of the game. But
Oh, was he?
yeah, but today
That's even better.
Today he is not. He was drop kicking people properly.
What do you mean by kicking him out of the game? Could they respawn?
He
they
would
fly off
kick
to-
you into a wall and then you couldn't do anything.
That's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
So yeah, we're definitely he's coming along actually really well. I think he's farther along than I expected given where he is. Any plans of old gods getting new aspects? No specifics, just in general. Has that been discussed? Yeah, there's a couple old gods that I think we want to go back and revisit their aspects for because we just don't think they're that interesting. There's some old gods that still don't have aspects that we want to go back and give them aspects. It's just kind of like what we have the time to do and what we think the most important thing is for the game right now. We have a lot of very exciting things that at least I think they're exciting that we're working on from a design perspective with these new gods, plus a bunch of bigger balance things that we're testing or bigger like core gameplay systems that we're looking at revisiting. And it's like, is what's going to make the game better? Fixing, bringing in new gods people are waiting for and fixing some of these core game issues, or adding the aspect for Aphrodite, right? Yeah. I think that there are certain people in chat who'd be like, the aspect for Aphrodite, of course.
It's the most important thing.
But I think that like in the grand scheme of things, fixing some of the core issues and continuing the God pipeline are like our top priorities right now for design time. And then, we'll get to more aspects when we get to more aspects.
Pom mentioned about the Gilgamesh, by the way, of kicking into walls. It was a +1, but people didn't like it. That's what it was.
Okay.
So you stopped people getting that Kilgoon if you were in that game.
I'm sorry.
Clearly.
I've been baited by sports once again. But
how excited are you all to finish porting? I don't think. I mean, it's going to be a minute still. There's so many characters. Left. I'm still surprised how quick we've done it, though. Yeah. Being real with you, because
especially considering the size of the team, right?
Well, A, the size of the team, but also B, how many years it took us to do it in Smite 1 originally to get to that state of gods.
Yeah.
And I want to say we're past season 4, season 5 already.
Oh yeah.
Which is crazy to think about just how long it'd been in terms of like early access beta of Smite 1 all the way through to like season 5 and without deep in it, but it's going to be a while.
It's going to be a while. Yeah, but I think the good news is that like, and this isn't just me trying to spin things.
Sure.
But I think that like I have really enjoyed that every couple of weeks there's a new god in the game, right? Like there's always something fun and new and exciting. There's a new toy to play with all the time in Smite 2. Yeah. And the fun thing is that you're going to have a new toy to play with for a long time to come in Smite 2. And I've said this before, but like I find myself just like rediscovering gods that I didn't really like in Smite 1, and suddenly I'm like, oh, I love this god, right? Like whether it's a new aspect or whether it's just like I didn't give them a real try when they first came out because I wasn't like when Pele came out in Smite 1, I wasn't really playing a lot of Smite 1. I was doing Paladin stuff at the time, and I just didn't have the time really to be playing. And now I'm like, I love Pele. Like I play Pele all the time. And it's like I just like rediscovered this god that I could have been playing for all those years, and I didn't because of the way that we're releasing it. So it's kind of been fun. You're excited to bonk his Najat? Well, Friday morning, we'll get it turned on. I don't know what time Friday morning, but sometime Friday morning, we will get Najat turned on. I didn't like Apollo before his aspect. Yeah, probably now you like him. Oh, you like him now with the aspect, or you don't like him with the aspect? Because playing against aspect Apollo, I'm like, ugh. Can we shut down data mine? It's annoying seeing the same questions because of data mining. I mean, data miners are going to data mine. It's okay. They can do what they're going to do. We don't do anything to stop them.
Yep.
It's
been 12 years.
Yeah,
and they're still going to continue to data mine and find information there that may or may not be accurate, is what we'll say.
Are you going to play Mutagenics? Have you seen Mutagenics?
I actually bought it last night because I saw it was controlled and I was like, why is everyone so... And I didn't realize... I started playing it.
Yeah.
And then I went, this reminds me a lot of another video game. Why does this remind me so much?
It's because Edmund McMillan. Yeah.
It's made by the same guys. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
Interesting.
I should want
I wish
to
it was
play
dogs rather than cats. That's just me personally. That's my only take.
I'm playing a different cat-themed game right now.
Okay.
I'm playing Gato Roboto.
I thought you were going to say Hello Kitty.
No, Gato Roboto. It's a Metroidvania that Devolver published.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's black and white, and it's you play as a cat in a mech suit. And it's quite charming. It seems pretty short. I'm like a couple hours into it, and I don't think I have that much left. But yeah, I'm on another cat game right now, unfortunately.
You guys just need a Titan Talk FAQ pin to every stream in chat. If we did that, I don't think most of the time we could even fill an hour show, if I'm being real with you, because we do answer the same thing probably for a whole month. Before we move on to the new name of God, insert the same question is kind of what happens.
Flairboot has played Gato Roboto. He knows the name of the cat.
Wow. He's old.
Can you make F6 automatic if your team is down 12k gold? So I think that's actually more the opposite direction of where I'd like to go. I think that this is just my personal take. I think that players are too eager to quit winnable games. I think that, like, sure, if you're down 12k, that game might be over. It depends on how far into the game you are, right? But that game might be over. Don't get me wrong. But I think, like, I have been in so many games where we're within like 2k gold or 3k gold, which is not that big of a lead in Smite. Like, in some games that's massive, right? But in Smite, that's still a very close game. And 4 people on my team instantly F6 after a lost team fight. And it's
Once
like,
you find this over, then you just call it.
It's like, but we're still really close, and there's nothing for them to get on the map. Why are we F6ing?
On my side of the coin, the only time I'll ever look to like F6 if I go, okay, we're 20 minutes in, we're 12k down, we just lost this team fight. The only way we win, and this is just from pure knowledge of playing for so long, the only way we win this is a 55-minute game where we have to get really well. I'm like, do I want to do that, or would I rather just move on to the next game instead of? I get some of the argument on the other side. Yeah,
so I think that, like, I don't know, one of the things that I've been talking about is, like, how do we make surrendering, I don't want to
feel good.
No, not feel good. Just like feel like less, I don't know, not rewarded isn't even the word, but like less appealing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like I don't know. This is just stuff I've been talking about.
I mean, talk about that out loud. We can discuss this on air, I guess, but like it's stuff to do. I guess in a weird way, if you surrender games, you don't get as many rewards at the end of the game in a weird way. But I know people would be upset about that.
That'd be upsetting.
You get less worshippers or something like that by surrendering, but then people are like, well, we had to surrender because that guy was AFK. And
we had one pitch. I'm gonna float this to chat and see how they like it, because I kind of like it, but I'm also like, this could make everyone so upset that we shouldn't do it. The pitch is, you only get a certain number of surrender votes a day.
Interesting. So really, realistically, that doesn't hit your casual player that only plays 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
It hits more of your players that are nerding out, cracking out on these games the whole day, like 24 games in a day sort of thing, you know? It impacts them more.
Yeah, I feel like how many. It matters how many. Yeah, I don't know what the number is, right? But this was an idea that came up the other day, right? It was like, what if you only get, you know, or maybe you get like
successful ones or votes? Like, I guess that's the other question, right?
I like starting a vote was the way that we were looking at it.
Vote. Yeah, okay. Not just pressing the F6 key, agreeing to it.
Yeah, I think it would be like starting a vote.
Huh. Okay.
So like you get to start, and then like we could have like a token system where every X games you get more tokens or something kind of thing.
Sure.
You know, because I think it's like
a tricky one. That is a real tricky one.
It's very tricky, right? And some people are like, this is the worst idea ever, and some people are like, this is a cool idea.
Oh, for sure.
But like,
because I can see there's upsides and downsides whenever you think about that system. For example, like if you're in a 5 stack and there's 3 on the enemy, you know, 3 on your team that are in a party, and then you use your surrender vote, they say no, you just use your token, and those 3 have denied you, which is pretty much could happen. But if it's based off how many times you F6 or something like that, I don't know. It's tricky. Have suggestions, chat. You know, feel free to suggest or post on
Pon has an idea. When a surrender vote passes, the enemy team can spend diamonds to veto.
I am so in.
That's horrible. I love it.
It says victory. So it says defeat. Wait, there's a second chance. It rewinds back to the pause.
I love it.
They spent diamonds.
That's funny.
Game will continue.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think that like I feel like I want people to have the ability to surrender to get out of games that are bad,
That's fair.
right?
That's
or
fair.
where they're just not having fun, right?
For sure, yeah.
But at the same time, and I hate games that don't allow you to surrender, because I'm just like, oh my God.
You're trapped here.
I'm just trapped, right? I'm just trapped. I don't want to be trapped anymore, right? But I feel like there should be some, either, I don't know if it should be a limit, or if it should, like the softer thing is like, when you go to surrender, it pulls up a message that's like, your team's only down 2k gold, keep fighting, or but where people would mean, but at the same time, like psychologically, that could have a really strong effect, right? Like, I don't know, it's just one of those systems where I'm like,
positive voiceover, you can do it, team.
Do it. Yeah, we could have you be the voiceover.
No, I was going to say, no. Can you imagine me just popping up in your game? Come on, you can do it. You're only 7k down. Your carry's only got 1 item online. It's going to be great. All you got to do is get to the late game. I know you're playing support and you've bought all the wards in the game and they've got 5 fire giants and 2 gold furies. But don't worry.
It's winnable. We scale.
Hope is there. We scale. The best thing is says we scale every time. We've got the worst scaling comp. Perfect. That sounds great.
Anyway,
scale.
Yeah, so I don't know. I surrendering is one of those things that I have been thinking more and more about because I feel like I said, it's overused right now for how it should be, in my opinion. Don't be a baby. You can still win. Yeah, I don't know if making fun of players is going to have the effect you want it to have, but maybe.
A surrender announcement. Imagine an announcement pack that's just really overly positive, of like, man, they got a kill, but now you just need to get one more. You can do it.
You can do it.
The whole time. Yeah, it'd be great. They got 2 gold furies. Don't worry. They keep respawning. Get the next one.
Take an easy one here because I'm still laughing about this and I got to get back on track. Console in-game text chat once we go through full certification. So realistically, it probably won't be until we get like 2.1.0.
That's an FAQ question.
Yeah, it takes. Basically, we can't update the game for 2 weeks to a month, like any updates whatsoever. And we think that right now we're better off updating the game very consistently and making it better versus taking this extended break to add text chat. Yeah. I know it sucks because I've played on console a lot. I know it's not a great experience to have text chat, but that's the reality of the situation.
Does the removal of surrender not just lead to more AFK plays? We're not saying that we're going to be removing the surrender option. Yeah. We're looking at ways to make it, better in a lot of ways of when you're going to use the surrender vote versus not. We're not trying to say we remove it or anything like that. No. But it could lead to an increase in AFK plays if you were to remove it. I agree with that.
Yeah, and AFKing is another thing that we are looking at, right? You can't look at anything by itself, right? There's a lot of interrelated systems here.
Correct. Yeah, funny enough, on the back end, we don't talk too much about the support area and stuff, but we definitely got a couple more tools lately to be able to go through accounts, which is very, very exciting for me. Let me tell you, the amount of manual stuff that I've been doing that now is a click of an application is very exciting to me. Toxicity will continue to go down. I'll tell you that. You'll see more and more Reddit posts of my account was suspended because it'll happen quicker.
One suggestion to move the surrender timer to 12 minutes because at that point, you're more out of the laning phase, and it's, maybe.
It's always adaptable, isn't it? Yeah. Like the laning phase will always end at different times based off the meta and stuff like that too. I wonder if that should be different in Jeff's Assault, stuff like that. Who knows? What do you guys mean? What is your main these days? Because I'd say jungle, even though you're probably not.
Yeah, I
kind of ended up there.
Yeah, in our internal playtest, I play a lot of jungle. In live, my winningest role is support. I have I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I have like a 65% win rate on support games.
Okay.
And then I also play a lot of jungle and solo.
Yeah.
I don't play mid or carry. My jungle, I'm closer to 50, like slightly over 50% jungle, slightly below 50% solo right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't figure out the solo meta. I think it's because I don't get solo as often. Like I almost always get thrown into either jungle or support. And I feel like support or solo meta is a lot more, I don't know. It's harder for me to learn for some reason. There's so many matchups that you have to know. And it's like, I think that I'm doing okay. And then I just get blown up. Like that happens to me a lot right now in solo lane.
Team fight set up and boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was support. I think I'm kind of moving to mid potentially. We'll see.
Yeah.
I just want to, for the most part, I don't want to communicate anymore in a weird way. I'm sick of communicating as a support or being the one that has to be the engage and die. So I'm like, I'm going to sit back as a lazy mid laner, throw my abilities out, and complain about my teammates. Yeah, I called you all out, mid laners. I'm going
to join you. Okay, this is an actually good sports troll bait question. Do you think a city organization as bad as the Vegas Raiders will break the spirits of somebody as joyful and pure as Fernando Mendoza? Also, you should add the gold tracker bar from Quick Play to all game votes. Love the question. As a former Oakland Raiders fan, yes, his soul will be crushed in the first, 6 games. And the gold tracker bar going from Quick Play to all game modes. So the thing is, you need to know what the next item you're trying to build is. So I guess we could theoretically do that if you have started building an item, like you have something queued.
Yeah.
like that might be doable.
I feel there is.
Yeah.
Is that for console specifically? Because I know on PC there is like you can look at an item on PC, select it, and pick a component, and when you go back to the shop, it will pre-show that item once again for you.
But in quick play, play at the bottom of the, like right next to your gold amount, there's like a bar that fills up that tells you how close you are to being done with the item.
That makes sense.
Right? So we could do that if you have an item queued in every mode. That's actually an interesting like quality of life thing that might be interesting. So I made a note.
Can we talk about pause? Not fair. A teammate can throw your XP to troll. The person who started it should be the one to unpause. Okay, yeah, interesting. I think that's a fair comment on the pause situation, because your team can pause, but then anybody on your team can unpause. We probably do need to take a little look at some of the tech behind that and see if we can look into it. I'll try and make a note of that one, because I do agree. Like the thing is, most of the time, if you pause and they're not responding or doing anything, some people will just unpause. It happens, yeah.
Excuse me. Can we add random gods? This says in customs. It's just in general, yeah, we can, random gods is a thing that we'll probably add eventually. But
like for assault purposes sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll get there. The new quips are awesome. What are the new quips?
So the new quips in the Valentine's bundles.
Oh, okay. I've not been live yet, guys.
They're good. Yeah, so there's we sold them from Paladins. We lovingly appropriated them from Paladins. There's quotes from the Bomb King, Heart King skin, and then from Sky had I think it was Heartbreaker Sky. But yeah, the two different bundles. So far, the name color bundle is outselling the teleporter effects bundle. So if you want to change our opinions, buy the teleporter bundle.
Yeah. In my head, it makes sense. We'll probably see more text because you'll see that more often. Yeah.
On surrender, make whoever starts a surrender fill out a form on why. Yeah, that would probably be a little bit too much, especially for console.
I was going to say, we need to get console chat support to be able to fill out that form in the first place is what would be crud. Unless we give them a QR code that pops up for them to fill out the form to request a pause. I hate that quip. I love the fart quip. I only hate it because
Arthur.
Because of Arthur. There's a person in playtest that just uses it all the time.
Non-stop.
And even if I get into live games now, when I hear it, I'm like, is he in the game? Is he watching
this
me?
One of his accounts?
It sounds like it. He'll sit in the bush and just do it.
Any updates on Pawn's Patch of Terror? The biggest update is that we need to actually give it a name that is not Pawn's Patch of Terror, because the reason why it's called Pawn's Patch of Terror internally is because it's just like a lot of stuff that touches a lot of different components, right? And it's scary from an internal perspective because of the amount of stuff that it needs to touch for it to work.
So, but what's the harm in leaving it as the patch of terror? Because like people are tuning and go, "Well, what is this terror?" And then it's not. Oh, that wasn't terrifying.
Doesn't that sound more negative? Like, I don't know.
It's part of the game, right?
Yeah,
like, wait, the patch of terror, and it's not really terrifying. And so everyone's like, actually, these are really good changes.
Pawn's patch of monstrously bad decisions is what he's calling it.
I
don't think so. I think there's a lot of good stuff in it. I don't know. We'll see.
PPMBD.
But yeah, we're doing some early work towards it. It's not coming in the next update.
But Elegant said, Pawn's perfectly normal patch of the month. That's what I would class it as.
Love it. So yeah, it's in progress. Why surrender with quick options like the report screen?
I just read that too, yeah.
Would go a long way to determine frustration. That actually is interesting. Like that, like giving us some ideas as to why people are surrendering.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'm just gonna make a note.
Could I write the options out? I hate my teammates. Carry's not building items. No one's rotating. Split push Loki. These are just all the options.
Yeah.
That are in there too. I think I'm better. Mm-hmm. I think then there's an additional pop-up. Are you sure?
Let's see.
We have the gold interactable on mid lane in Conquest. It's the beginning of Smite 2. Are you happy with it, and would you look to change it in any way? I do believe we'll probably see some changes to that in the long run. Generally with the map and the aesthetic, and obviously the buffs and lack of buffs or the jump sprites and things like that. All those things will always continue to change at one point or another. Some may last longer than others, but I can guarantee you not most things have been changed throughout the process of Smite's evolution into Smite 2's evolution.
What kind of anti-lever tech are we implementing? So just as an example of one of the things that's on the list, there's quite a few things, but this is just an example, right? Right now, if you leave a game and you get penalized, you are penalized immediately, and you can just go do something else or go play a different game.
Yeah.
Right? We want to change that to where, like, the next time you then go to queue, you get a message saying, hey, you left a game. You shouldn't leave games. This is bad behavior. As a result, you will have to wait in queue for a low priority queue to get your next match. So you will basically be forced to serve that punishment before you play again, and you will get a message saying, don't do this, you know. And then obviously it can escalate over time if you keep doing it. So
one thing you mentioned there is like low priority queue thing. Is that something we were able to work on, the low priority queue? Okay, cool. Yeah. I wasn't sure if we were at that point to be able to.
So what we're actually going to do, like more realistically,
because I just put them all in one little lobby together, and they can live there and have all their AFKs and dessert as they want.
Low priority basically means like it's less of like we're queuing you with other bad people. It's more like it's going to take you a lot longer to find a match than it otherwise would.
Good.
Because you're just not going to be prioritized for a match if there are other people to make a match with.
Cool.
Right? It's not the we're putting all of the levers together, right? That's just a little bit harder until you get to like a truly massive player base to be able to support something like that. Make the levers watch ads in queue. We can't do that.
You know that pop-up is an ad.
We can't do that. Steam won't allow us to run ads anymore. Steam has changed their policy. We cannot do in-game ads. Period. Okay. Even when because we did it as like a totally optional thing that gave you rewards, and they were like, you can't do in-game ads at all. It's just not allowed. And we're like,
that makes sense.
Okay, fine. I think this one area where I disagree with Steam on. I think Steam does a lot of good stuff, but I'm just like, I think it's probably
go to
easier.
Extremes is probably the issue.
Yeah, it's easier for them to police, right? Because they don't want to get into the mobile space where it's like after every round you have to watch 2 unskippable ads, and you know, like all that. Like that's not fun. But if it's like you can choose to watch ads to make, like I don't know. I thought it was an okay system. Yeah, everybody misses them. That's our fan base actually liked them. Like, it was weird.
I think it's because they also got some like reward for doing it too.
Obviously. Yeah, that's the thing, because you didn't have to do it, and if you did it, you got some rewards. Yeah. Like, I like the John Cena ads. I like the John Cena ads too. Those were funny. Run ads for fake products like Zeus Juice. Yeah, just make them watch bad ads. That's kind of funny. Can you add the God leader back or worshiper leaderboard if possible? Yeah, we want to do more for leaderboards. We have a lot of pitches for things that we could do with leaderboards that could be a lot more interesting as well. One thing that probably won't come back is rewards for being on top of the God leaderboards, because we found that led to a lot of people kind of like abusing queues in Smite 1 because they wanted to get free gems. It's like, I'm going to queue only at the lowest population time of the day in Oceania, so that I get, an easy match to win, right? And like, I don't think that's fun for anybody, but I do think that like having leaderboards and being able to compare yourself against other people is fun.
ETL friend increase to friends cap. Flair, you literally messaged us about that yesterday, and you come in and talk today. I really hate when ambassadors do that. We're like, hey, I know I've messaged you already about it, and you wait for a response.
That's the thing that's controlled on the Rally Here side, actually. Yeah. So I just need to talk to the Rally Here guys and see like what would go into doing that.
But it is on our list to try and increase the friends cap to an extent. Yeah.
You did because we didn't answer, because I didn't have an answer for you yet. Gosh, patience.
Yeah, whatever, Kyle. I know you would.
Yeah.
make Levers play a round of
This
duel
has been a slightly unhinged Wednesday, I would say. But it's been fun.
Honestly, like for the most part, the Wednesday ones after the patch and outside of like bug stuff is kind of slow anyway. But everyone's just going, so what's next? We saw data mine and tell us more, and we're like, no. I know Friday obviously we got Najat, and then next week, who are we talking about next week?
Next week we have Morgan Le Fay is next.
Okay.
Yeah.
My brain is screwed up, but yeah. So next week we'll see Morgan Le Fay and probably Aspect 2, I guess.
Yeah. And other stuff.
BTS and
there's
what else is on there?
Once again, there's quite a few good things in this update.
And more. It's only been 2 weeks.
Yep. I don't know about that one. If you perform badly when there is a surrender, can it lower your chance to get that roll again? I don't know about that. I think that like it doesn't necessarily like a lot of times when there's surrenders, like everybody's doing badly, and there are times when if you just looked at the numerical, like, this, I'm just going to give a random solo lane theoretical example, right? The enemy jungler ganks and kills me 3 times at the perfect opportunity.
Yep.
And I'm very behind, and the the solo laner is able to push that advantage and kill me another time or two.
Yep.
And I have never seen my jungler.
Yep.
Right? Did we lose that game because I had a bad solo lane game and I deserve not to play solo lane again? Or did we lose that game because my jungler never looked at the lane and,
But these other tangible factors that come to the game, such as, well, while you were dying all those times, will your team get an objective on the other side of the map or not?
Yeah, probably not, because that's why we surrendered, right?
Yeah. Well, that's just, that's part of it.
How dare I blame jungler?
Really goes down there.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to say that, like, it's not a clean, like, no role lives in isolation.
There is so many knock-on effects for why games get lost. One role alone will not lose you the game, but one role alone can help you to win the game. Yeah. Like, you can have a bad game in one of your lanes or roles for various reasons, but it's not necessarily a loss overall.
Mm-hmm.
But they all do have a knock-on effect on each other, obviously.
Morgan Le Fay aspect leak, or is that Friday? We'll show it off on Wednesday of next week. The hint is that she has a sword for a reason.
Oh, yeah, we already did that one. Forgot we gave the sword for a reason.
Sword is the one word if Clumsy has to choose a single word. Excuse me. Solo is a role that probably shouldn't play jungle unless their solo is just living underneath their tower. This was just a theoretical example. I have been in games where
this is what was going to happen when you're like, let me just give you a
I've been in games where junglers can very much swing in the solo lane, right? But I'm not saying that like they're the most affected by it was just an example of something that can happen.
And following what I said, one role alone can lose you the game if you need all 5 to play it the best. Yes, but I've played plenty of games where one of them is definitely a new player, let's just put it that way, and they have been carried to victory handedly. Yeah. So it's viable, it's doable. I bet Manny jungles Gib, I bet he does too, to be honest.
Flair. You just want to chat spam bonk. Special guest on Friday stream. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do on Friday. I don't think we have a plan yet.
Not at the moment.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
It's funny because normally we have a lot of things to kind of catch up on, but I'm like, we've just kind of announced everything today. Like, okay, this is what's coming this weekend.
Today was a busy day of things that are going on. So, is there a Titan Talk on Monday? It's a holiday. It is not a holiday for us, but I'm not sure if we'll end up doing one.
European holiday, I guess.
No, it is. It's President's Day in America.
Oh, okay.
But it's just not a Hi-Rez holiday.
Okay.
But
your national holidays, I'm always last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently Family Day in Canada as well.
What's that? Is that just another Thanksgiving?
I don't know. I don't know. Canada.
Do they have a Thanksgiving?
I've been to Canada once.
They have
in
a
my
Thanksgiving
life.
and a family day.
It was nice. I really liked it.
How many Canadian holidays are there? A family? That's too many.
They're just really nice people.
Maybe
they're very family focused.
They're very family focused.
Yeah.
Which is more the rest of the world should do.
Yeah. Their version of football not very good, but otherwise, excellent country. Nice people. In Portugal, it's Carnival. Okay. On a fun note, Pon says that Neja seems undertuned and he gets to buff a god that he worked on.
Okay.
I don't know about that. I've seen some...
We should really see the bonk first of all, Pon, to be honest. See how bonk plays out.
Yeah.
But it is 2:00.
Is it already?
We have managed to get through this whole hour, so it does mean it's time for
one more question. Well, thanks everybody for watching today.
Yeah, we appreciate you all tuning in, as always. I mean, still loads more content to go. I can't believe it's only February at the moment, but we're already zooming along into the months of new God every 2 weeks once again, and the game does continue to improve, which is great. And we also noticed that people are giving the flowers to some of the people that are working on the game, to be fair. Yeah. I don't care about my flowers, but I mean, literally, there's tons of staff that are working on the game. I saw some art posts on Reddit and stuff like that. People going, wow, the artwork is really good. And it's great to see. Honestly, negativity is important in a way. Not negativity, but feedback is important, even if it is negative towards stuff. But at the same time, it's really nice to see some community figures just giving some of, the staff the praise for the work they've been doing, because they are really working hard behind the scenes. So thanks for that.
I should pick a question here. You're going to have to grab some of these Smite mugs and stickers. Well, you can do it at...
Get it right? Etsy.
varunor.etsy.com. That's varunor.etsy.com. Okay, I should actually pick a question here. Will Charon have an aspect? He will. Your question.
Wow. Really went big.
I don't know what it's going to be. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know what Caps is cooking up. A lot of the base Charon stuff is still going along. He's looking better every playtest, but I just don't know what the aspect is. I haven't seen it yet.
Do you have a one-word aspect teaser for Charon or Gilgamesh? No, because I don't know them.
Yeah,
that's my question.
Okay. It's the same thing I just said. I just said it at a Charon aspect one though. You got.
Does Hindu man like Charon? Yeah, I like Charon. And that's it for the show.
And that's it.
I really appreciate you all tuning in once again. Make sure you check out Naja if you've not already tested it on live servers. And on Friday, the Espiots will be back, as will me and Kilgoon. But if we don't see you beforehand, we'll see you on the battleground. Goodbye.